Hello, Wellness Warriors. Welcome back to another episode of the Wellness Inspired Podcast, a place where you can find inspiration, motivation, and empowerment in the pursuit of a wellness lifestyle. I'm your host, Sherry Davidson. I'm a wellness coach and acupuncturist in Houston, Texas, and I am deeply passionate about health and well-being. And as always, I'm here with my co-host, Finn. And if you're new to the podcast, Finn is my terrier mix rescue dog, trail runner, and loyal companion. He is also a therapy dog and greeter at Element 5 Acupuncture and Wellness. Hi, Tammy. Hi, Lori.
Hi. How are you?
I'm good. How are you guys?
Good. Great.
Well, thank you for being here today. I know you were taking your time out of a Saturday to be here to do this, so I really appreciate it. Appreciate both of you. And we're going to talk about the Wellness River Cruise today that I've been talking about for a year on the podcast.
Fantastic.
We're finally doing it. My fault, because I originally wanted to do it in October. But January, I reached out to Tammy and I was like, I'm ready. She's like, it's sold out. So we had to push it to next year, which is fine. I think everything happens for a reason. I just want to talk a little bit about what inspired me to do the Wellness River Cruise. I was inspired to do this because of my love of traveling, my love of adventure and wellness. And I thought it would be great to share it with like-minded people, a community of like-minded people. And I really believe that adventure and challenge are basic human needs. And it's important for our well-being and our happiness. So whether you experience a new restaurant or take a new route to work, trail run in the Faroe Islands, which I did, 2 years ago? Super awesome. Or go on a river cruise. We all need novelty in our life. And every time I travel, I come back just feeling like a better human being. I'm more grounded. And I also have this sense of expansion as well. So that's what inspired me to do this. And of course, Tammy was like, what about a river cruise? You know, because we had talked a little bit about doing some wellness travel. But yeah, so that's why we're here right now. We're going to talk about that. And the goal of this episode is to expand on the Wellness River Cruise experience for those people who are interested. And I have quite a few people that are interested. So hopefully they'll listen to this. I did tell them it was coming out.
Absolutely.
But also, I want to say this up front so I don't forget it. I do want to talk about the event at Total Wine really quickly, just because I don't want to forget it. We're hosting an in-person event at Total Wine on June the 17th. That's a Monday at 5:30. So it's the Total Wine at the Lower Heights, which is off of Washington. And then we're going to do a French wine tasting. And then, Laurie, you're going to give is it a presentation?
It's a presentation, yes. Just the nuts and bolts of what river cruising's like, because I know a lot of your listeners have never been on a river cruise. So we're going to talk about the experience on board, but also a day by day, just to kind of give them an idea and get them excited about what they get to experience.
I'm excited about that. Yeah, so I hopefully will have a full,
Yes.
I was going to say full class, full event.
But they get some wine as well, right?
Yeah.
They get to taste a couple of
French wines.
Yes, French wines.
I picked the French wine one. So there was a French wine and I can't remember the other one. But I was like, it was closer to, I guess, where we were going to be,
Yes.
the Danube River.
Yes.
We weren't going to be in France, but close enough. So, Laurie, why don't you introduce yourself, and then Tammy, you can introduce yourself. Tammy, you've been on the podcast before. For the people that don't know you, just go ahead and tell people who you are.
So I'm Laurie Smith, and I'm the business development manager for AMA. I get to work for this lovely company, and I've been in the business almost 12 years, so on the riverside, and it's a lovely place to be. I've always wanted to be here. It's kind of like you put it out there, and you get to experience it. So it was a great experience for me, and I love what I do. And I get to work with Tammy. So it's nice. And I get to work with you, Sherry. I've just met you, but I get to work with you as well and sell something I love.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I will say that I've had the brochure on my little side table, and I can't tell you how many people have picked that up. And they're like, I keep hearing about these river cruises. And I so want to go on one.
It's my favorite way to travel.
It's a place to be.
Okay, my name is Tammy Hiroka, and I'm the co-founder of Freshie Travels. We specialize in tailored itineraries and unique experiences around the world. And a fun fact about me, I have visited 82 countries so far. And I will be the link between your clients, Sherry, and AmaWaterways. So that's kind of the link between the three of us.
Yeah. Tell them about your childhood story.
Which one?
The one where you were at Disney World.
Oh, the one at Disney World. Yes.
You were inspired at a very young age.
I was inspired very early, and at early age, my mom and dad took me to Disneyland in California when I was young. And I took the ride, of course.
It's a small world.
It's a small world. And after I went through, that was the ride that I actually really, really loved from Disneyland at that point. And I told my mom, I'll visit every single country that I have seen in that ride.
Isn't that a great story? Oh, that's a great story. And how many? You said 80?
82 so far. I don't know how many Disneyland has.
You're going to have to go back and count.
In the ride. Maybe they don't have, I don't know if they have all of them. I don't think so, but yeah.
I love that story. Inspired at a young age.
Very young age. It happened,
you can
yeah.
manifest it. I totally believe that. So where would you like, where's a good place to start with people?
I can start because I want to talk about the experience and what brought on the wellness part of our cruise. So Christine Kars, our owner, we are going to be 22 years old this year. We'll celebrate our 22nd anniversary. And we're still privately held. So Christine Kars, Rudy Schreiner, and some of you may meet them at some point if you take multiple AmaWaterways cruises because they're on board. They hop on and off. Christine's actually in Europe right now on board. So she is a big component of yoga and Pilates and decided that we wanted to put some type of wellness program on board. And she was really the inspiration behind our wellness program. So we do have a wellness host on board that will guide some activities, some serious ones, but some fun ones too, like champagne yoga.
I love that.
Yes, yes. And we offer stretching classes in the morning. We do have a small gym on the Magna. We have spinning on the back of the Magna. So there's always a component. We do have a juice bar, a health juice bar on board as well. So just one of our bars. So just a little bit more active lifestyle. And of course, we do have different paces. So our excursions are broken down into gentle walkers or regular walkers. And then we get a little bit more active because we carry bicycles on board as well. And we are the only fleet that has a wellness component with a wellness host. So very unique. And that goes with the culinary as well. And we have different dietary restrictions that we can accommodate. So it makes it really, if you're coming on board to maybe just get a little bit more active, but also eat healthier, you can certainly do that with us. So we do have an option for a masseuse on board. So if you want to have a massage.
I couldn't remember if you guys had a spa.
We do, but it's not your traditional spa, like a wet room or a sauna. But it does have a masseuse, and we can accommodate a couple of chairs with a masseuse. So if you want a massage, you can have one.
I want to back up for a second. 22 years.
Yes.
That's a long time. It's a long time because people seem to just be finding out about it.
Right.
What happened?
Well, Rudy hails from Vienna and Christine from Dresden, Germany. So they both grew up on these beautiful rivers and went to work for another company, a very high profile company, another river line, and decided that they wanted to come and just really start their own company. We have a select room category, not on this vessel, but a twin balcony, which is a full veranda and a French balcony in the same room type, and it's quite large. The design of the vessel with a lower draft, and just different components of a river cruise that Rudy really wanted to run it a little bit differently as well. Very involved in the company, and that to me is the key. When you run your own company and you've got a company the size of Ama, being hands-on is really important, and still having that private ownership is incredible as well. We were on our global summit in January, and we made a couple of decisions right off the bat. He had all of his executive team on board, and that's the kind of company he runs. We made a couple of decisions. I was part of that, which made me feel extremely valuable and important. And but that's when you come on board, we treat you like family.
I like that.
Yes, it always is.
Community.
That way. Community. Absolutely.
Yeah, I really like that.
I actually cruised with AmaWaterways back in December for the Christmas market.
Was that that wasn't your first one though? You've done it.
I have done several ones for with other companies as well.
Yeah.
But this was the first time I was cruising with AmaWaterways, and of course it was the Ama Magna, the one that you will cruise with your clients. And it's a spectacular ship. I think it's the best one out there. It's the biggest one. And it is wellness focused. But it depends on what type of wellness you want to actually acquire during your time in the cruise. But I really enjoy the classes. So you normally have like, maybe we'll go through day by day, but normally you have like a tour that is included with your package. But then you have a lot of time that you can spend outside or inside the ship. So there's a lot of different wellness classes that you can join, and I joined several of them, and all of them
Did you say you did the bikes on the back?
I did the bikes on the bike, but it was too cold, so I took the bike inside. Like the bike inside, I was looking outside, the people that were outside doing it, and I was just following what they were doing because it was too cold for me. I didn't bring the right like outdoor clothing for exercising. I brought the clothing just for like the tours, but the indoor, it was like shorts and t-shirts, so I was like, maybe I shouldn't be doing it.
So they move, the bikes move. Yeah. And I didn't know, I was wondering on the bike rides, on the excursion bike rides, I was like, where did we get the bikes? So they're on board.
They're on board. We carry them on board. And we have 26 on the Magna. Now, a little bit of difference between the Magna. She's our flagship. She's actually double the width, but she can only navigate the Danube. That's why she stays on the Danube. Our 110-meter vessels have 156 passengers, but they navigate all the rivers because they can go through the lock system. But the Magna, she has 4 restaurants, 4 bars, the spinning on the back. We have a pickleball court that we just put on the Magna.
And there's a pool?
It does have a pool.
And
it does
track.
have a pool.
There's a
It
track.
does have a walking track. Yes.
Is there a hot tub?
It is the pool, not the hot tub.
Okay.
Not the hot tub. But because she's very unique and double the width, but we still only put just 196 passengers. Yeah. So the suites start at 217 square feet and go all the way to 710 square feet. So a lot of space, right?
You got the
AB, what is?
It's just, I think it's AB.
I think that's what I got. I got the AB.
So your suite would be 252 square feet, which is an outside balcony.
Yeah.
All of these are going to be outside balconies.
I did have a suite.
Yes.
You had a suite?
And you do have, yes, but you do have butler service in the suite. So if you want that elevated service,
You had
can
butler service? You had butler service?
Yes, I did.
So special.
Absolutely.
So butler, like, what do they do? Sorry, I'm like, what do they do on the cruise for you?
Well, morning coffee. If you want morning coffee to be brought to you, we do allow. You can order breakfast in the morning if you like, And of course, if you have a headache or something's happening, you just can't make it to the dining room, we can certainly bring your food to you. And your butler is there to help. Laundry service is included, and that's laundered. No dry clean, but laundered. Okay. And of course, a stocked mini bar with many, many amenities. We do a lot of surprise and delights on board. So I don't like to talk about those because I want them to be a surprise and delight, right? But lots and lots of special attention. Mm-hmm. We're almost 2-to-1 crew to passenger ratio on the Magna. So you do have that service. We do have our cruise manager, and our cruise manager is like the maestro of the ship, like an orchestra. All the moving pieces, the cruise manager is there to help you, along with the hotel manager, and of course the very, very friendly staff. That's what brings people back on board. Yeah. The service levels, the staff really make it. Tammy and Sherry, when you get on board, they will know your name that afternoon, and if there's certain things that you would like, maybe a cup of coffee, a certain type of coffee or tea in the morning.
For us was the cheese sausage.
Say it again.
So for us, my mom, my friend, and I, for some reason, we loved the cheese sausage that they served. And it was not in the main dining area. It was at the fresco only. But every day they brought us to the main dining area, our cheese sausage. I don't remember the German name, but if you say cheese sausage, they will bring it to you. And every single day they brought us the cheese sausage for lunch, even though we didn't ask for it, but they knew that we loved it and it was served in the other restaurant, but they always brought it for us. So that's the type of personalized service that you will get at AmaWaterways.
Wow, the cheese sausage. I'm going to have to try that.
And by name, right? They're going to, call you by name. I know that my last cruise, I drink black tea in the morning, English breakfast, and my little waiter follows me around in the dining room trying to give me my tea because I know you would like two bags plus an extra pot of hot water. So that's fantastic. That's my want. And so when you get back home, I think the main point we're trying to make, you're going to be looking for your waiter, and it's a very sad day when you get back home because you have to do everything yourself at that point. So that's really what it's about.
Well, that must be why people, when they pick that up, they're like, I've heard good things about this company.
Absolutely.
You're building a name for yourself. For
Absolutely. Sure. We don't have a big consumer presence. It's going to be through our partners like Tammy and the agency. It
sounds fantastic. I can't wait.
And the food. The food is amazing.
Yeah. So there's 4 restaurants. So talk a little bit about each restaurant.
So we do have 4 restaurants and 4 bar areas, but we do have the chef's table, and that is the only restaurant that you'll have to make a reservation for. It is a 4 to 6 course pairing with wine, and the wine that we serve on board are going to be regional wines. On this itinerary, you go through 4 different countries, so our wine changes every time you go through a new country, and sometimes you want the wine that you had yesterday, you can certainly get that. But it's different cuisine, always prepared fresh. We source local. We don't freeze any food.
Love that. Ice
cream's the only thing in the freezer. So everything is loaded daily. So when you take your excursion, the captain on down to the cabin stewards are loading provisions for the day, and we load daily. So that's where you're going to get that fresh produce, and the chef goes out into the market and purchases it.
Well, I think that's fantastic. That was one of when we were talking in the very beginning, that was one of the things that got me. Yeah. And the other thing is that she's like, that you're going to go through towns that you would never go to if you went to, Turkey. Like you wouldn't go to these towns. And that was another piece besides the wellness, like I had to make sure we had the Magna.
Absolutely.
But that was the locally sourced cuisine was on my top of mind.
And it's more of an experience, right? When we're going through some of these beautiful communities, they serve a certain meal or they serve a certain product, and you'll definitely be able to experience that in each of the destinations. The menus, lots of choices. We have a late risers breakfast, so there's always time for food, and I think I eat my way through the itineraries. I really do. Breakfast, late risers breakfast. You have afternoon tea in the lounge in the afternoon at 3:00. And then you have, your meal, and then tapas in the lounge at night. So there's always food for you to have, anything from light to heavy.
And is that included in the price?
That is included in the price. Even the chef's table, that beautiful 4 to 6 course pairing with wine, all of that is included.
Yeah. And we talked about doing that for the group at the end.
Yes. Yes. It'll be a special night if you're celebrating an anniversary or birthday or something special. Please let Tammy and Sherry know.
We have a birthday on board.
Yeah. We do a very good job with those as well. But it's a lovely evening. It's sometimes a 3 or 4 hour meal. You probably will close it down.
Yeah, I like that because I think it'll be a good way to get the group together at the end, and everybody can talk about their experiences, and people will have already met and had some interaction with each other. So I think it'll be a good way to end the trip.
So now's a good time to probably talk about what's included, right? What's included in the cruise. So from start to finish, you pay an upfront price, and really there's no nickel and diming. We can even add gratuities. That's the only thing that we don't include, because we feel gratuities are a very personal choice for people. You're going to want to tip your servers and waiters, and you can put that on your folio at the end if you like. So all the excursions that you're going to experience, between 4 and 5 excursions in the destination, and that does include some of our biking and hiking tours, and we'll get to that in just a bit, but those are all included. So you'll have your choice to pick those excursions ahead of time, or you can do it on board. It's all included. Also, we have a sip and sail cocktail hour right before dinner, so cocktails on Ama. We have a drink of the day. If you don't like that drink, you can certainly have anything you like. And then really your cruise fare, pre and post are something that you can add, and we'll talk about that in just a bit as well. But everything that you need is available, and that is included. I think my folio when I got off was $19 on my last cruise, and I did laundry. We do offer laundry service.
So what do you pay for? Like, what's available that the likelihood that you would have to pay, like laundry services?
Absolutely, which is very inexpensive.
Yeah,
I might add, maybe $1.30 for a piece of clothing to do, and it's laundry. It's not dry clean. But if you'd like to have a massage, that is, you can do a 45-minute massage for $60. I mean, it's very reasonable. The gift shop, and that's something. If you would like a drink, a cocktail at any other time during the day, that would also you have to pay for. But some of the drinks, some of the cocktails are like $4.50, $5. It's not very inexpensive at all. And of course, if you just drink cocktails before dinner, you have it all covered with the sip and sail cocktail hour. So the major things are included, and there's really not anything else to purchase on board. That would be it. That would be it.
Whatever you buy, like in the towns that you pass through.
Correct. All of your souvenirs. We do not include gratuities for the local guide. So remember, when you get to these beautiful destinations, you have a local guide that will escort you. We break you down into small groups. And of course, you're active or gentle walkers or, hiking and biking. Those groups get broken down into smaller groups. So sometimes you're only touring with 15 to 20 people. Sometimes it could be as small as 6 or 7. Those local guides give such a flavor of the destination that you're going through. That would be, you'd want to tip them. And we recommend $2 per person per tour. That's it. And that includes the bus driver, if a bus is included.
What's the exchange rate right now?
Actually, the euro is almost 1-to-1. It's been fluctuating a little over or never under, but a little bit
Okay.
1.25 or something like that.
Got it.
Very reasonable.
Yeah.
And, you may want to use an ATM and get currency of that country. The euro is widely accepted, so you
Yeah.
probably won't need to get anything but euros. And you may need some coins because on the tours or in the city, most of the public restrooms, you have to use a coin.
You need to know that.
Yes, you do. But our guides are very good about bringing you to, if you're going to a museum or doing a wine tasting, most of the places do have their own restrooms that are free. So they do a good job getting you to those free restrooms.
Oh, okay. That's fantastic. There's an app that I used in Portugal that told me where all the public bathrooms were.
Great.
I think it was
Good
called
job.
Toilet something, or I can't remember.
Good job. Good job. Good job. But normally if you go into a restaurant or a bar and you buy something,
Of course.
that may be a bottle of water. But we do send you out on the excursion with water. If it's raining or if hopefully it's not going to be on your trip, we have an umbrella for everyone. And you have a quiet box, which you would take your tour with, which is a little earpiece that you will be with the local guide. And they carry we call them a lollipop. It looks like a stick with lines and it's Bluetooth. If you have a hearing aid, it's Bluetooth compatible, and we will go through if it's a cathedral we're going through or a wine tasting, you can hear the guide, and you can venture off a little bit because you can still hear the guide.
That's fantastic.
And that way, she's not having to scream or you have to stay very close to the guide. But you have those quiet boxes. It's kind of like a routine, right? In the morning, you pick up your quiet box. At an afternoon or the evening, you put it back in the charger so it's nice and charged for you when you get on the bus.
Think of everything.
Yes, we do. We do. We do.
I like that. I don't know if this is the place to ask, but I just wrote a note down because one of the questions that last year that someone was nervous about was about the river and if the river is too low.
Right.
It seems to be a question.
Or too high. Yes, or too high.
Yeah.
So we actually, Rudy has the design. It's a low shaft, so we can sail in relatively low water. Normally, we sail about 8 to 14 days longer than some of my competitors because of that draft and the way the ship was designed. Sometimes things happen. We have a lock that breaks or, something hits a lock and it's out of commission. If we have any of those situations, we can do a ship swap. On the Magna, of course, it's the only one. But normally, if we wait a little bit, water will go down, or if it rains, we can sail through. So lots and lots of scenarios.
Okay.
And that's not something that should stop anyone from taking a river cruise, because that happens very, very seldom, maybe 0.5% of the time.
Yeah, and we were talking. It's like there's always risks to travel.
Absolutely.
Right? Like,
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Everywhere.
So yes,
Yeah.
There's risk in traveling in general, even getting out of your home and taking your car. So
Yeah.
I wouldn't say it's like a very high risk, like it happens all the time. So
Yeah. Well, I think that's important for people to hear for sure. Because I know that was a question last year.
And I know that AmaWaterways, if that happens, it has a very good program on how to handle the situation. It's not like you and your guests will be like abandoned there.
Yeah.
So I know that it really works really great.
Yeah.
So they will be taking care if that happens.
Yeah.
But Lori,
A to Z, literally. And we've gone, pretty far down. But operations, we have a team in Basel, a European team in real time handling those situations on the ground with the cruise manager, but also with the local guides. So they're aware of everything. And you're kept abreast of anything. And, of course, the day activities for the next day. When you go into your sip and sail, the cruise manager talks about what to expect the next day, if there are any hiccups or if anything, or maybe we are adding something because we have extra time, something like that. So it's always a good thing. It's always a good thing.
Okay.
Actually, it happened to me. Yeah. Actually, it happened to me because last December, the waters were higher than expected. It was snowing in Europe earlier than expected, and then it melted. So the day that we were leaving from Munich, I think it was Wilshafen, we had to change the port where we will be kind of checking in. And they were really good at communicating to us beforehand that we had to leave at different times than the one planned. It was a longer ride, but we had incredible stops so that we can rest. And then when we got to the ship, of course, a little bit of program changing because people were coming from different places and they had to have the introductions, the safety program for everybody at the same time. So it had to shift a little, but I didn't feel
seamless.
that. I felt that it was seamless. We had to change. We have to adapt, but
Yeah.
it wasn't like, oh my God, this is so terrible. No,
It wasn't chaotic.
It was very seamless. And then the next day, of course, we had to change a little bit our program where we were stopping, and it was fabulous too.
Yeah.
So you won't feel it. Maybe behind the scenes, everybody's working really hard, but you don't see that when you're experiencing the changes. It's very seamless. They're there to respond to any questions that you have. So we didn't feel that there was a major change for us, even though it might have been major on the back end. For us, it was like, oh no, we can have a little bit more of wine at the lounge. They serve a little bit of like snacks because we were waiting for other groups, but we didn't feel any like major issues.
Yeah.
Everything was seamless, and all the staff was great when we had that.
I feel like communication is just
It was key. It was key. Yes.
Like if you just talk to people, you know, you could solve a lot of angst and stress.
Absolutely.
And,
So we did a great job because
did a
Tammy
great
didn't
job.
feel anything and it was all done. Absolutely. And you know, that's life, right? We have actually through that experience have come up with different ports that because we had to go to a certain port, we now put them in the folio. So clients loved it so much. So good things happen as well.
Yeah. I like that. Okay, well, that's fantastic. If you like what you hear, please subscribe to the podcast and share with your family and friends. You can also give me a rating and review wherever you listen to your podcast. It helps others find me as well. To get updates on new episodes and wellness inspiration in your inbox, please join the Wellness Inspired community. Go to thewellnessinspiredpodcast.com to sign up. I'll put the link to the website in the show notes so you can click and join. Also, there's a Facebook community at The Wellness Inspired, and you can follow me on Instagram at wellness_inspired. If you're in the Houston area or just visiting and interested in our services, acupuncture, herbal medicine, cupping, zen shiatsu, or dry needling therapy, contact us. You can find out more on our website at element5om.com. That's element5, the number 5, om.com. And again, I'll put the link in the show notes. If you're interested in health and wellness coaching, we can connect in the clinic or on Zoom. Reach out to us and we'll get you on the schedule. And as always, I would love to hear your feedback. I am dedicated to bringing you great content that is inspiring and informative with an artsy, fun, edgy spin. Thank you so much for listening. We'll meet here again next time. And remember, never stop exploring, learning, loving, and being you.